Hey everyone, welcome to This Explainer. Look, if you own property in Sedgwick County, Kansas, you are in exactly the right spot. We're taking a process that usually causes a major headache, paying your property taxes, and making it stupidly simple, completely transparent, and entirely digital. I'm super excited to guide you through this, so let's get right into it. All right, reality check. Taxes are totally inevitable, but how you pay them, that is completely your call. So are you ready to handle your property taxes without even leaving your couch? Today, we're going to show you exactly how to skip that dreaded line down at the Ruffin Building. No parking nightmares, no waiting around, just a few clicks from the absolute comfort of your home. But before we get into the how, I want to show you a pretty wild number, 25 cents. You know, when you pay that tax bill, you probably assume the whole chunk goes straight to the county government, right? Well, actually, only about 25 cents of every single tax dollar stays with Sedgwick County to fund their services. The rest? It gets distributed out to fund local schools, cities, townships, and the state of Kansas, all depending on exactly where your real estate sits. So it really is a super vital contribution to your community's infrastructure.
And man, it's a contribution you definitely do not want to be late on. The consequences for missing your property tax deadlines are pretty harsh. First off, you'll instantly face the accrual of interest by law on any unpaid balance. Second, and this one is a massive pain for a lot of people, your vehicle tag renewal will be completely blocked until those personal property taxes are paid in full. And finally, if real estate taxes go unpaid long enough, you're looking at the very severe risk of a tax foreclosure sale, where the county can literally auction off your property. Yeah, no thanks.
Okay, we definitely want to help you avoid all of that. So here's our roadmap for This Explainer. We're going to hit the property tax basics, explore why paying online is your best move, walk through a step-by-step payment guide, dive into some pro tips and pitfalls, and then wrap things up with a conclusion and disclaimer. All right, let's dive into this. Section 1, the property tax basics. Let's look at the must-know dates for your tax calendar. So there are some very strict statutory deadlines you've got to lock into your memory. The tax bills, they get mailed out every November. From there, you've got a choice. You can either pay the bill in full or just pay the first half by December 20th. Now, if you go with just paying that first half on time, your second half payment then becomes due on May 10th. Seriously, take a second right now and circle December 20th and May 10th on your calendar. Moving right along to Section 2, why pay online? Let's talk about the ultimate tool for managing those strict deadlines. Look, we live in a digital world, and property taxes shouldn't be stuck in the past. The perks of paying online are just huge. Obviously, you get to skip those massive lines at the Ruffin Building downtown, but you also get to use highly secure ACH transfers or credit cards, and you get an instant digital confirmation right then and there. No more crossing your fingers and hoping a check didn't get lost in the mail. Plus, it's accessible 24/7. So hey, if you want to pay at 2 a.m. on a Sunday, you can absolutely do that. Okay, on to Section 3, Step-by-Step Payment Guide. I'm going to hold your hand through the exact process required to get this done seamlessly. We can basically break this whole online payment journey down into 4 really clear, manageable steps. First, accessing the correct official portal. Second, accepting a mandatory legal disclaimer. Third, searching for your specific property. And finally, picking your payment method and hitting confirm. Let's start with Step 1. First things first, you need to navigate directly to ssc.sedgwickcounty.org/property tax. It is incredibly important that you use this exact official county website just to make totally sure your transaction is safe and properly routed. Now, right when you get there, before you can even type in your address, you're going to get hit with a legal disclaimer. Do not let this intimidate you. Under Kansas law, specifically KSA 45220C2, you just have to electronically certify that you aren't going to use these property records for commercial solicitation. It's really just a standard privacy protection thing to stop shady businesses from scraping the county database to flood your mailbox with junk. Just accept the certification and you're good to go. Now, what's really interesting is Section 4, Pro Tips and Pitfalls. Time to tackle some common mistakes and face what I like to call the ultimate boss battle of geographical confusion. Okay, believe it or not, the absolute biggest trap out there is mixing up your states. Property owners and even pros in real estate constantly confuse Sedgwick County, Kansas with Sedgwick County, Colorado. The Kansas system, the one we want, dynamically searches for your property by your PIN, your address, or your name. It's super user-friendly. But if you accidentally wander onto the Colorado portal, it uses a system called Point and Pay that demands a crazy 9-digit schedule number and actually forces you to manually type in your exact tax amount. So listen, if a website ever asks you for a 9-digit schedule number, stop. You are literally in the wrong state. All right, so you've successfully found your Kansas property. You're ready to check out. But wait, I need you to mentally highlight this number, 2.19%. If you decide to pay your property taxes with a standard credit card like Visa, MasterCard, Discover, or Amex, the system is going to automatically tack on a 2.19% convenience fee to your total transaction. And depending on the value of your property, man, that fee can add up really quickly. But here's the ultimate pro tip to dodge that hefty charge. Skip the credit card. Instead, you can opt for a flat fee ACH transfer, an e-check, directly through the county portal. Or you can link a bank account using a third-party payment service called Doxo, which is actually an official billing partner for Sedgwick County. Both of those methods are incredibly cost-effective and will completely save you from taking that 2.19% hit. Almost done. Section 5, Conclusion and Disclaimer. Let's bring it all home. We've covered a lot of ground today, but navigating this digital system is a breeze once you know the ropes. Once you log into the portal with your current statement, you're going to see a fantastic option pop up. Go paperless. I absolutely recommend checking this box for your next statement. It speeds up the delivery of your tax bill, cuts down on the paper clutter in your house, and honestly, it's just a solid move for efficiency and sustainability for the county. Now, just a quick bit of official housekeeping. Here's our disclaimer. Everything we've talked about today, the info, the fee percentages, the procedures, it's all accurate based on the county's official documents right now as we're putting this explainer together. But as we all know, government rules and fees can totally change. So always double-check the official Sedgwick County website or call the treasurer's office to get the most up-to-date and localized guidance. So here's the bottom line. Taking care of your property taxes doesn't have to be this dreadful, day-ruining chore. What step are you going to take today to secure your property's future? I challenge you to jump online, look up your property in the database, and just get familiar with the portal before that December 20th deadline sneaks up on you. And hey, if you found this breakdown helpful, please share this explainer with your neighbors and fellow Sedgwick County homeowners so they can skip those awful lines too. Thanks so much for hanging out with me, and happy navigating.